Good morning, children. Today we are going to see a new chapter in chemistry, chapter number 14, water. Water is an important resource for all the living organisms on the planet Earth. We human beings use water for various purposes. Right from the morning till night, we depend on water only. For washing, bathing, cooking, brushing, drinking. So, water is an inseparable part of human lives. Right? Similar way, plants also depend on water for their food preparation. In photosynthesis process, the water which we pour into the soil is absorbed by the roots of the plant. Yes or no? So, plants, animals, human beings, and all the living organisms require water for their survival on earth. So, this chapter deals about what are the uses and sources of water. Where do we get this water from? How it is available to the human beings' uses, and how does it satisfy the needs of the living organisms always. Okay, this picture shows you the various uses of water. As I told you already, we use water for bathing, cleaning, drinking, cooking, watering plants, washing the vehicles, everything we depend on water. This water, where is it coming from? How do we get water? Nearly half of the earth's surface is covered with water. Okay, so if you see in this image, you have the earth. In the earth, you would find land area as well as water surfaces, right? But on the whole earth, the majority portion is only the water. Only few surface is land. So majority means how much percentage? They are telling around 70% of the earth is covered by water. Only the remaining 30% is only the land area where the living organisms live. Okay, children? Now, in this 70% of the water, where it is present? It is present as seas and oceans. Okay, so this image clearly explains you. So this is the earth. As we saw already, that majority, that is more than half of the earth is covered by water surfaces only. 70% of the earth is covered by water. In that water, the water is present as seas and oceans. Can we drink sea water and ocean water? Can we use that water for bathing, cooking and cleaning purposes and all? To water the plants and crops, can we use the sea water? Have you ever been to beach? Can you drink the beach water? No, right? It is very salty. The water present in oceans and seas are very salty and we cannot drink them or use to water plants and crops. We can use only fresh water for drinking. Okay, so in this image, if you see, the earth has about 97% of salt water in oceans. Only 3% of fresh water is present. Can you see a very dark green color, a small portion in this? That is only your amount of fresh water present on the earth. This fresh water only we can use it for drinking and all the various purposes. Because the sea water and ocean water is very salty, we cannot use them at all. They are very abundant. Abundant means in large amount they are present, but there is no use of it. We cannot use them since they are salty. We have to use only the freshwater sources, that is only 3%. In this 3% of fresh water only, we do all our daily activities like bathing, cooking and cleaning and washing and all. Understood, children? So, in the earth, 70% is covered by water. In that 70% of water, 97% is salt water. In that majority is salt water. We cannot use that water. Only few portion is fresh water. That fresh water sources only we are going to use for our daily activities. Understood? Now, we are going to see what is the fresh water. What is fresh water? Where it is present? How are we using them? To all these questions, this image gives the answer. In the fresh water, we can use them for drinking, cooking and cleaning and all. But where do we collect such water? We get it from all surface fresh water. Surface fresh water means your underground water. Groundwater. We have wells, hand pumps and all. What do? They pump the underground water and give it to us. Isn't it? So that kind of water is called by the name groundwater. Then, ice caps and glaciers. Ice caps and glaciers are the sources of snow. When the snow melts, we get water. We can use such water for our daily activities. Okay, so we get fresh water from the underground source of water as well as the ice caps and glaciers. They are the sources of fresh water. Next, this is an image showing the rainfall. Rainfall is also the next major source of fresh water. Source of fresh water means the various available forms how fresh water is available to the human beings to do their daily activities with water. Okay, so first we saw that this fresh water is available in the ground, underground, ice caps and glaciers, then rain. So rain is the main source of fresh water. Next, this is a picture showing the water collected by melting of snow. Okay, here if you see the snow melts and it leads to the water flowing. The water flowing will be collected as to join the rivers, streams. This is how we find many rivers in our country like Ganga, Yamuna, Brahmaputra. Okay, so all the rivers are formed by the melting of snow and by rainfall. So as we already know that rainfall is the source of fresh water and melting of snow is also a source of fresh water. Now we can use this water for our daily activities. So where do we get water for our daily activities? The fresh water is collected from rivers, lakes, pond, rainfall and streams. This is an image showing how the river flows. Here did you notice that the snow melt and the water starts to flow. the flowing water will come to the land area, slowly flowing from one region to another region, thereby creating a river. Thereby they join to form a river. These rivers only are going to help the farmers who depend on water for growing their crops, and the government who used to provide this water only to the people living in its country, and we use this river water for drinking, cooking, cleaning. We get water supply to our houses, right? This is obtained from the rivers only. Next image. This image is a lake. Lakes are also sources of water only, but the difference between a river and lake is a river will be continuously flowing of water, but in the lake the water may be collected and stored. Okay, you would see that in this image the water is surrounded by the land area. So any water body, when it is surrounded by the land area, then we give the name as lakes. Okay, so here the water is collected and it is stored, and it is surrounded by the land area. So I call the name it as lake. Even this source of water, we can use it for our daily activities. Okay, understand the difference between a lake and a river. In a lake, it will be collected and it will be stored there. When the rainfall comes, the water gets collected in the lake and it will be surrounded by the land area. Whereas in a river, the river stream will be flowing continuously by the melting of snow. This image shows the pond. Pond are also water bodies which can be called as small lakes. This pond is where we could find it in near your gardens and all, where you could find a small stagging of water, that is the collection of water in a land area due to rain, and it looks like a small lake. Okay, a very small water body. We call it by the name ponds. Next source is groundwater. I told you that the sources of fresh water include groundwater, melting of snow from ice caps and glaciers, then rivers, lakes, pond, rainfall are the sources of fresh water. Only fresh water we can use for our daily activities. Now let us try to understand what is meant by groundwater. How it is formed? When you dig underground, you would find soil, rocks, pebbles and water. This water gets stored in the underground by raining. When the rain comes, some water would run off on the surface. On the roads, it would just flow away just like that. Where does this flowing water on the roads reach? They get absorbed by the underground layers of soil and gets collected there as groundwater. So when the rain comes, some water will penetrate. Penetrate means goes down into the soil layers and gets stored there as underground water. That is why when we build a house, first we used to dig holes for getting water from the underground. That is what we call as bore water. That means the underground water. The rainwater goes and collected there under the soil layers. We can even use the groundwater for our daily activities, since it is also a source of fresh water. It is not salty. It can be used by the human beings. How do we use this groundwater? Means we use the groundwater by pumping. You could have seen this hand pumps in your streets or in your nearby locality. This hand pump will be directly connected to the underground water source. When you pump it, the water comes out. Yes, this is the way how can we use the underground water. Hand pumps. This is the well. You could have seen a well in your farm, that from the well we can make use of the underground water. When the rain comes, the rainwater gets collected in the well. Okay, so this is also again a source of fresh water usable to the living organisms. Next, we already discussed that rivers are the sources of fresh water from which we are getting the water for our daily activities. In India, we have many rivers like Ganga, Brahmaputra, Yamuna, Kaveri, Krishna, Godavari, Tapti, Mahanadi. But in the rivers, there are two types. One is perennial rivers and another one is seasonal rivers. From the river, we get water throughout the year. Right? When it is in the rainy season also, the rivers flow. When it is in the winter season also, the rivers flow. And when it is in the summer season also, the rivers are seen. But only few rivers has the positivity of flowing throughout the year. They have the advantage of flowing throughout the year without any insufficient amount of water. Even when the summer is too hot, the waters get evaporated also, the rivers will stay the same. It will not become dry. Okay, some rivers will become dry during summers, and they have to wait until the next season for the rain to come and fill the river. Okay, so when a river is continuously having water throughout the year, for all the 365 days, if you have water in that particular river, we call them as perennial rivers. Example of perennial rivers which are all present in our country is only Ganga, Yamuna, Brahmaputra, Mahanadi, Tapti. These rivers, if you go and see, throughout the year, their water will be flowing there. It will never become dry, even whatsoever the season is. Okay, so that is why they got the name as perennial rivers. Whereas some rivers will depend on rainy season. If summer comes, the river will become dry and they have to wait for the rainy season, and when the rain again comes, they get filled up. During summer, the river will be dry. Such rivers which wait for the season to come, which wait for the rainy season to come, are called by the name seasonal rivers. Example, you are seeing here, these rivers only. Godavari, Kaveri, Krishna, they are called as seasonal rivers because they wait for the rainy season for the rain to come and get filled, whereas during summer they will become dry. Okay, children. So, what did we see today? We first saw what is the use of water to the living organism on the planet Earth. Where do we get the water from? Can we use all the water present on the earth, that is from the oceans and seas too? No, we cannot use the water from oceans and seas because they are very salty. We cannot use them directly. Only after processing and purification we can use them. That is not possible, right? So we depend on the freshwater sources which we can directly use for drinking, cleaning and all. We in today's class we discussed about the freshwater sources as the snow melting from ice caps, glaciers, underground water, rainwater, rivers, lakes, pond, and in the rivers we saw what are perennial rivers and what are seasonal rivers. Okay, so after watching